Welcome to the Barker Podcast Collection.
I suck, you suck, I suck at Call of Duty. You suck.
Welcome to the Not Playing Podcast. My name's Rob Howard, and this week I'm joined by
Patrick K.
Oh, and Matt Foxley.
You can contact us on email at notplayingpodcast@gmail.com, or you can follow us on Twitter at notplayingpod. There's been like loads of good games out. The game that has been played by more than just me.
The game which has not been unplayed, which has not been not played by the most amount of people.
Yeah, that one
Is
Oh my god.
is Firewatch. So yeah, I finished it. You finished it too, didn't you, Pat?
yeah, what a cracker! That
It's good,
was
isn't
a
it?
banger. Yeah, absolutely loved every moment of that game.
Hang on, is there going to be spoilers here? Because I haven't played it yet.
No.
No,
Okay.
No,
We're
this
not
is
going to
spoiler
spoil
free.
it for them out there. So won't
Oh,
spoil
I
it
don't
for
care
you.
about them out there.
You heard it
I haven't
first.
played it yet.
We're going to wait until the podcast is finished and just spoil it for you, Matt. So-
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I really liked it. Totally punched me in the heart at the beginning.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
it was definitely a weepy tearjerker. That
Yeah.
one.
Wasn't expecting that.
And that's largely what the thing did. I mean, like it really was more of an experience than a game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
I
not in a bad way at all. Like it was an awesome experience.
Yeah, I think from the outset, a lot of people that saw videos and stuff expected it to be a bit of a tree puncher, but it's not really at all. It's much more like along the lines of like something like Gone Home, but I think there's a bit more to it than that. It feels a bit more substantial. I'm not sure if that's just because of the open world, but also there's kind of a little bit more to do than just looking at things and picking them up, although that's in there too. They just totally lifted that mechanic.
Yeah, I mean, there was just the right amount of agency throughout the whole thing, that you wouldn't stop in the first 5 minutes and go, wait a minute, is this actually a game? I don't mean it in that sense, you know, like it constantly had you doing things, you were constantly active and like immersed as well. But, yeah, like it was definitely more of a story than a pew pew.
Yeah, definitely.
But
And it's not like Ark, then? That's what you meant by tree puncher or something?
Yeah, any of those like survival games, just because it's kind of set in like that open world, because you came and watched me playing it, didn't you? And you were
Yeah,
like, what are you doing?
Beautiful. It looks absolutely stunning. I saw a little bit of you playing it, because I kind of sat down for a bit, watched about 10 minutes, and then went, oh my god, I'm spoiling it, I need to go.
Yeah.
It looked interesting, you know?
Yeah.
It looked cool. I'm definitely going to play it. So.
Yeah, because, I mean, out of context, though, it's really difficult to sort of, you know, you could just watch a cross-section of the game and you wouldn't get it. It's really all the context that's set up at the beginning and little sort of drip feed of story along the way, because there's things that you find, you're kind of doing a lot of orienteering. I got lost, like, loads of times, because it doesn't sort of, there's not like one way of getting to a place. Like you can kind of go a few different ways and you start to kind of get a little bit familiar with it, but yeah, you just kind of get, go on.
Sorry, one thing I did think it did really well in terms of navigating. I thought like the way that you used the map was amazing, was like almost perfect really for a navigation aid.
Yeah.
Because you're essentially just pulling out a map and you've got a compass. And like, I don't think a game has ever done as good a job at teaching people how to use a map and compass. Like, I think you could, if anyone played that game and then got stuck in the wild and they had a map and a compass, they would be better educated after that experience. Like,
yeah,
I think it did work really well. Like, I thought like it did a really good job of not letting you really go too far off the beaten track.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't backtrack miles unnecessarily.
No.
And that was largely due to it focusing just on like compass direction.
Yeah.
There was lots of just go north or just go north of this area. You know, it was quite vague, and so you weren't trying to find like the quickest route. You were just following a compass route. But I actually thought that worked incredibly well. Like one of the best examples, I think, of a map in a game, which is a bit of a geeky thing, I guess. But yeah, I thought that was very cool.
Yeah,
Can you get lost then? Can you get lost, or did you get lost?
I didn't get lost. I don't think.
I didn't really get lost. Sometimes I just took the wrong turning and was like, fuck, I've gone like totally the wrong way. But
yeah, you can go off the beaten path, but because you're relying on that map and the compass all the time, like it's very hard to go on it for too long.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought it worked really well.
Yeah, and obviously the other big part of it is the woman that you're communicating with on the other tower. And so there's a great sort of dialogue between your main character, who's voiced by one of the guys from Mad Men. I'm not sure who the woman is voiced by, but the dialogue's really good. You get to like choose multiple
characters are great. Like
yeah,
the humor was awesome, I thought.
Yeah,
which really carries along an experience like that, I think. But yeah, I love the art style of it as well. Like they didn't go for realism. Like when you look at the players' like hands and body and stuff, it's got this kind of cartoony, caricaturish design. It looks a little bit like Team Fortress
or The Incredibles or something.
Yeah. I just thought Team Fortress, like that kind of exaggerated sort of extremities thing. But the lighting was amazing. It was so well done. Just constantly setting up really beautiful scenes, but like it was very kind of simple sort of simple textures, and but I think that totally worked in its advantage as well.
Yeah, it's a bit of a super group of a development team. You've got like the animator from Ori and the Blind Forest, bunch of people that worked on like BioShock, Walking Dead, and yeah, like some of the guys I think worked for Double Fine, I think as well.
Right.
So yeah, I thought it was a pretty good game. Not a massively long game, but still, I don't know. I think some people are saying it's a bit pricey for what it is.
How much is it?
It's £15.
Okay.
But I picked it up for, I think I got it while it was still on sale, so it was 12 something. But the other cool thing is, of course, during the course of the game, you get a little disposable camera. Sorry if that's a spoiler at all, but you do. And you've got a limited amount of photos you can take with it, and you sort of ration it a bit, like you do. I mean, you can press F12 whenever you want,
Yeah.
but the whole point of it is that they did a deal with a printing firm, and you at the end of the game you can get your camera roll developed, and they'll send it to you as like postcards.
That's awesome.
That's quite cool. That's a neat little touch. Isn't it?
I had a business idea a while ago, which was to make like 3D printouts of screenshots, but printed behind lenticular sheeting. You know those old kind of 3D things. So basically, people could print screenshots of their favorite moments in their favorite games, but they'd be 3D on your wall as you walk past them.
Oh, right, yeah. Cool.
Well, World of Warcraft did it, didn't they? Where you could turn your character into a 3D printed model.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you could, they were doing it through their armory. Where you had your character in the armory, you could look at it.
Yeah.
You had like there was 20 or 30 poses there, and you could select one, and it would pick it wearing all your equipment, and then it would obviously do a 3D printed model of your guy that you've been playing.
That's cool.
I bet that was quite pricey though.
I think at the time it was, but this was a long time ago. I mean, I haven't played that game for ages, so yeah, a couple of years ago.
It is an old game nowadays. Still millions of people playing.
But it's nice to have something physical.
Yeah,
so that's kind of cool. I mean, is it expensive to buy these prints that they're going to send you?
I think it was £15 again. So, yeah. But you get. They're up on their website, so you could do it yourself if you wanted to.
Oh, yeah, you could, but I mean, 15 quid. So how many images do you say you get? Is it £1 an image?
It's 20 something.
Oh, well, there you go then. Less than £1 an image.
And it's I think 3 of them, because there's some that were already taken on the camera when you pick it up.
Oh, right,
So
okay.
they're in there. I don't know if they bother sending you those, but...
Are you going to buy it?
What, the prints?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Okay.
I took some screenshots. I don't know what I'd do with them, to be honest. It's just more tat, isn't it, I suppose?
Yes.
I just thought it was a cool little thing.
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
Maybe Pat's going to buy them because he's got plenty of space in his walls.
Nah, like I said, if you're going to print screenshots, I want them 3D.
3D, yeah, cool.
Yeah. This has been the Not Playing Podcast in partnership with notlistening.co.uk, where you can also hear myself and Ian talk about movies and TV on the Not Watching Podcast, and Adam, Ash and Will talk about all manner of funny things on the Not Listening Podcast. You can email us at notplayingpodcast@gmail.com, or you can tweet at or follow us on Twitter at notplayingpod. You can find the show notes for this show at notlistening.co.uk, and if you're listening to us on iTunes, please do give us a review. Anyway, that's all for now. Thanks for listening. See ya!
See ya!
No booty. My friend, I'm inclined to agree, 'cause I suck. You suck. I suck at Call of Duty. There's no hope for me. I suck at Call of Duty. I suck at Call of Duty. There's no hope for me. I suck at Call of Duty.
I'm just watching a Tomb Raider video.
Yeah, it's so good, man. It's so good.
It's very, very pretty, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just such a nice experience. Like, that's the thing is, like, I mean, I don't really play games for challenge anymore. I just want to sort of get lost in a world somewhere else. And
yeah,
it's so,
I'm the same, man.
Yeah, and it's, when you're in the snow at the start, and all the tessellation on the floor, like you're literally like making shapes in like a foot high snow condition. Like it's just so like when you first start playing the game, like you're it's like, oh, the scene stop. Oh, this is the game, right? I'm in the game.
Yeah,
it's like such a seamless transition from the cutscene.
Well, yeah, I mean the cutscene and the game look exactly the same now, don't they?
Yeah, I think in some cases it might be video, but I think most of the time it's in engine. It just looks so good.